Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sean of Third Railify, and I hope you're having a beautiful day today. So I have a few stories here. They all go together. Some of them are, I guess, they're all kind of shocking and surprising in their own ways, but it deals with sort of the "Make America Healthy Again" sort of thing. Now, if you've been a part of the my community or if you followed my videos or whatever, you probably do know that I have 4 young autistic sons. I'm a stay-at-home dad. It's my job to take care of them, and it's not easy. It comes with some very specific challenges, and, there's often a lot of, um, poop involved in that, often. Anyways, so you also maybe have noticed that, I haven't made a lot of videos in the last little bit, and that's because my children have actually been quite ill. They've been sick. I've been busy doing parenting. So I have been able to sneak away to make this video, and it comes on the heels of this. RFK Jr. scraped through to next stage of confirmation after Trump's last ditch autism plea. So you already know I have a soft spot for autism. So this article basically goes on to say that RFK Jr. was having some hurdles. Wasn't the smoothest path to get through his confirmation hearing, right? Because after the confirmation hearings, it then goes to the American Senate, so the entire Senate can then vote. So he was struggling with that first hurdle. So we had Senator Bill Cassidy, who was a physician. He had some concerns about RFK. Donald Trump made this plea to him. 20 years ago, autism in children was 1 in 10,000. Now it's 1 in 34. Wow. Something's really wrong. We need Bobby. Thank you. To which a few minutes later, Cassidy then said he would confirm RFK, and then now RFK makes it to the Senate vote. That's great. The point that I'm making here is 20 years ago, autism was 1 in 10,000. Before that, it was it was like 1 in 50,000. At some point, it was like almost never heard of. Now I'm not at all going to tell you that vaccines cause autism because it's not true. Mostly not true. Partially true. Um some vaccines cause some autism sometimes. That's objective fact. YouTube, you can eat my asshole. That's objective fact. But there are a lot of other things that cause autism, and researchers have recently discovered that BPA, bisphenol A, the chemical in plastic or in the inside of like your spaghettio cans, like your canned goods, uh, that's a gender bending or a gender bending chemical, and it actually has some very severe impacts of a developing brain, and that leads to autism. There's certain medications that a pregnant mother can take causes autism. There's You can get autism from falling off a horse. Believe it or not, weirdest thing. It's ultimately at the end of the day chronic brain inflammation that stops signals from traveling to where they need to go. They either have to take a different route or they just can't take a route. So all kinds of reasons. But This is the main point of the video here. Scientists discover toxic ingredients linked to autism in 100% of Girl Scout cookies. I'm blown away by this because one, I love Girl Scout cookies, and two, my wife ate all kinds of Girl Scout cookies. We had friends with daughters who were Girl Scouts, and we supported them. Like the little chocolate mint thingies, we love those. The ones that are like Oreos, but like yellow or whatever. Those are delicious. Apparently, that maybe that's what gave my kids autism. Who knows? Apparently, 100% of them, every single cookie in every single box ever tested, has toxic substances linked to autism and cancer. Because why just be autism when you can also do cancer? So here we go here. Toxic substances linked to autism and cancer are present at dangerous levels in Girl Scout cookies, study warns. Every sample of cookie tested contained glyphosate, the active ingredient in the weed killer Roundup, and heavy metals such as lead and arsenic. Glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup. Once upon a time, before I was this stay-at-home dad, I worked at a hardware company called Rona. That's a Canadian hardware company, kind of like Lowe's or the Home Depot. And that's actually where I met my wife. And we had to keep the Roundup locked up because it was so dangerous. The active ingredient in Roundup is so dangerous that hardware store employees had to lock it up because the government told us to. And it's in Girl Guide cookies. Research has shown that exposure to this herbicide during pregnancy and lactation may increase the risk of autism in children, while the metals have been linked to a range of health problems, including cancer. Researchers tested the cookies for the presence of 5 metals that can be dangerous to human health: aluminum, arsenic, cadmium, lead, and mercury. I mean, all of those are horrifically bad for you. I mean, arsenic is famous for the old play that it was in Arsenic and Old Lace. These ladies would murder men with arsenic. It's easy to do. Approximately 88% of samples contained all 5 metals, all 5 of them, and nearly 8 in 10 tested positive for levels of cadmium that exceeded limits set by the EPA. Meanwhile, 96% were positive for lead. The health and safety of our customers is our top priority, a spokesperson for the Girl Scouts of the USA told the Daily Mail. Is it? Is it your top priority? If it was, why is there 100% glyphosate in all your cookies? In every single cookie tested, there's fucking Roundup in it. How did that just slip past you? Like it it pisses me off quite badly because, you know, at the time my wife was pregnant, you know how women get like cravings and whatnot? She had cravings for Girl Scout cookies. And I'm not in any way exaggerating. I'm not in any way making this up. It's genuinely what happened and I'm pissed off about it. It's these These ones, these thin mint ones that she likes so much. All Girl Scout cookies are produced by our trusted licensed backers who are leaders in their industry and adhere to rigorous safety standards set by the FDA and other relevant authorities. I'm pressing X to doubt. When you buy Girl Scout cookies, proceeds stay local, blah, 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 blah. The investigation was published by GMOscience.org, a nonprofit organization that seeks to educate the public about impacts of genetically modified organisms. Research has not been peer reviewed. The Health Research Institute in Fairfield, Indiana conducted the glyphosate tests, and heavy metal testing was done by New Jersey laboratories certified in New Brunswick, New Jersey. The researchers tested every cookie available using 25 samples collected from California, Iowa, and Louisiana. So those three places aren't exactly near each other, right? So they kind of try to spread out the cookies, and they found all the cookies. All 25 came back for very elevated levels of glyphosate and its byproduct aminomethophosphonic acid (AMPA). The acceptable daily intake of glyphosate and AMPA for humans is 1,000 nanograms per gram, which is a very, very small amount. However, the European Safety Authority limits it to 500 nanograms daily because for some reason America allows you to have more dangerous stuff in you than other countries do. It's weird, isn't it? Like, it is weird why my Cheerios are so much healthier than American Cheerios. My Canadian Cheerios, very few ingredients. Or Fruit Loops, rather. I mean Fruit Loops, but it's probably Cheerios too, let's be honest. Based on the test results, each cookie contains roughly 800 nanograms of glyphosate. The highest cookie in Iowa, the lemonades, shortbread cookies with lemon icing, contain the highest at 1,140 nanograms. Like, these are the ones that we like. We like the thin mints. My wife ate my wife ate boxes while she was pregnant. So, high levels linked to autism spectrum disorder. Also, I want to talk about this for a minute, and then now you'll see how these three stories line up. Plastic from water bottles found inside human brains. This may be causing dementia, warns experts. Human brains now contain more microplastics than ever and may cause dementia, new research suggests. Scientists analyzing the brains of people who died in 2024 compared them with those who died in 2016 and found that the amount of plastic had accumulated was 50% higher. All these microplastics. I mean, it's a funny thing, right? You go, ha ha ha, the microplastics inside of my testicles. I mean, that's really serious. It really is. But now it's like, oh, the plastic in our brains. But not just that. It's the plastic in our brains is now 50% higher than it was a decade ago. Like, we we are quite possibly going to kill ourselves as a species because of this. Some people might think that artificial intelligence is the great filter in the Fermi paradox. Why can't why doesn't why do you know why don't we see aliens everywhere? Well, there's the great filter. Are we coming up to the great filter? Yes, we are. But what is that thing going to be? Well, maybe it's AI. Gets the Terminators to kill us. Maybe that's the thing. Or maybe We blow ourselves up with nukes. That's probably not so much it. I mean, there's 100 different things of what the great filter for humanity could be, but plastic in our brains and in our balls and Roundup in our Girl Guide cookies, the autism, what happens when autism is 1 in 5? Like, it's kind of crazy to me, and I'm beginning to rant, and I'm sorry, but this is kind of near and dear to my heart. The thing is, it was 1 in 50,000, and then it was 1 in 10,000, then it was 1 in one in 50,000, 1 in 10,000, 1 in 1,000, 1 in 800, 1 in 500, now it's 1 in 34, but it's also 1 in 26 in some cities. So, what happens when autism is 1 in 10, 1 in 5, 1 in 2? At what point do we realize this is an epidemic, a pandemic even? Everyone wanted to freak out about a goddamn cold. Oh god, the sniffles? Put a mask on. Hide behind plexiglass. Stay in your house for 2 weeks, but we're not even bothered, it seems, that this is plummeting or increasing rather. By plummeting, I mean the 50,000 down to 10, down to it's inverted is actually increasing. So they also found higher amounts of tiny plastic particles in the brains of people who die with dementia than people without a dementia diagnosis. So those with dementia have more plastic in their brains. Who could have possibly foreseen that? Researchers at the University of New Mexico and others said that their findings may be a result of rising global concentrations of environmental plastics. To get into the brain, plastics have to cross the blood brain barrier, a layer of cells surrounding the brain which acts as a filter to prevent entry of harmful substances. Yeah, very little is supposed to be able to get through that blood brain barrier. You know, one thing that got through that blood brain barrier and it punched a hole right in it was a certain medication forced upon people, if you know what I mean. Punched a hole right through it, allowing other things to get in there that shouldn't get in there. I'm sure it's not related. The most common found plastic in the brain, polyethylene, is commonly used to make bags and single use water bottles, which are frequently dropped as litter, made up 70% of the tiny plastic pieces found. Other plastics, polypropylene, which is used for food and drink containers, and a synthetic rubber. Yeah. All right. I think we can probably leave that there. That's probably the gist of that. Oh my god. Look, there's a piece of plastic in this person's in this, in in this person's semen. That's what this is. Plastic in their nuts. All right. Let's leave that there. Thank you for watching this video. And again, I do apologize for the ranting, but autism is a near and dear topic to me only because I'm drowning in it every day. And thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Do like, subscribe, share. Follow me on YouTube at Third Railify, on Rumble at Third Railify, where I do all of my live streams, which is always a good time, and on Twitter at Third Railify. The beauty of having it the same across all your things. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now.